Okay, we got 10 ahead though. We got knocked off way out there on GJ Online. And just our final few minutes of the program before we call it quits for today. And we're going to kind of close off our show and call it quits for another edition of Way Out There. But before we do, here on GJRB Online, here on YouTube, we're going to give you our program guest lineup for the next edition of Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie. Something we do toward the end of every Way Out There broadcast here on GJRB Online, brought to you by our good friends at Premier Radio Networks, to bring you a great show. Coast to Coast AM, heard over 250 radio stations, coast to coast all over America overnight. Great talk radio in the nighttime hours. And if you're one of those that can't sleep, have insomnia, that's a great program to tune into. Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie. And I love listening to that program because they always have good guests on there and stuff we can talk about on future editions of Way Out There here on GJRB Online, because this show is inspired by Coast to Coast AM. So that's why I decided to start this program, because I love that program and listen to it just about every night. So I always like to talk about some of the guests he has on, even probably eventually invite some of his guests on our program. So that could be one of the things we could do in the future here on GJRB. But meanwhile, let's see what we got coming up this week on Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie, starting at George Norrie's Night Talk debuts. It's a new book. It's another novel, which I wouldn't mind getting a hold of this book. Fabulous book. It looks like it'd be kind of interesting. So that's coming out. And I really like to get a hold of that book. Fabulous. So one of those I'll have to check into. Book. But anyway, let's see what we can do here for August 12th. Schedule Coast to Coast AM for August 12th through August 19th, 2016. Starting with tonight, Animal Communication and Open Lines. George Norrie's guest was going to be from the former Deputy Sheriff of Bailey, Colorado, Karen Anderson, to experience heightened awareness, honing in on her skills and force dealing with life-threatening situations while on patrol. And during that time, she rediscovered her childhood gift of animal communication. It's been helping others to bridge the divide in understanding the mind of animals, even deceased ones. She shares from many stories the experiences to contact the other side. Let's talk about that. That's coming up. Again, some of that as a Christian, I don't follow, and I sometimes don't agree with. Usually most of the time I don't. Some of that I don't believe that it's all of God, but leave it up to you. You know, like I said before, this is a show with a Christian twist, and I always say it like it is. Some things just you don't mess with. On Energy Secrets and Living Dinosaurs Saturday night. But before that happens, at 6 to 10 p.m., our bell, somewhere in time, is going to go back to July 24th, 1996, when Stan Deo addressed such topics as crop circles, saucers, space, and an earthquake in the Caribbean. And then later on in the night, Richard Sirrett will be the guest host. First half, energy expert Paul Babcock will discuss magnetic energy secrets by showcasing ways to tap magnesium as a source of energy. One method has been hiding in the plain sight over 170 years in the latter half. Living dinosaur proponent William J. Gibbons talks about his search for the Congo dinosaur, as well as reports on various large creatures. Can't even pronounce that. Petro, I don't know. Anyway, he said, well, this is cryptozoology, so it's been cited around the 1800s and beyond. So that would be a good one. That's going to be coming up on Saturday night on Coast to Coast. Then coming up on Sunday night, guest host Richard Searett will then take the helm again, and the topic will be water technologies. Water technologies, scarce sources. American companies looking to change that a process called washing waters. Kevin Collier, president of the Collier Group, joins Searett to discuss their controlled gravity separation technology, which might change the way we use, recycle, and distribute and increase the world's water resources. In the first hour, writer Van Jensen, artist Pete Woods will talk about their comic book series, Crypto Recacy. I can't pronounce that. Anyway, it's involved a long fascination with conspiracy theories, so I might want to listen to this, including Richard Searett and George Searett illustrating the characters. Coming up on Monday night, voting machines, sociology, and hauntings. In the first half, black box voting, nonpartisan, nonprofit investigative reporter, public educator, organization for elections. Bev Harris will become known for her work in researching the truth behind electronic voting machines. She'll discuss the latest advances in voting technology and how they further remove checks and balances for transparency and vote count. Be a good one. Second half, Minnesota State sociology professor Dennis Waskall, W-A-S-K-U-L, Waskall, talks about the first-hand experience with the supernatural in his 2 years in fieldwork and interviews. Might have this on just to talk about what I believe is not of God here. They say experiences in ghosts and hauntings in everyday life and the reasons they struggle with and against a will to believe. So that ought to be a good one for a future way out there, which I will definitely give you the Christian view of that. Okay, which I do from time to time on this program when I talk about ghost and the paranormal. Okay, so I'll give you my Christian view of that. Okay, let's see what we got coming up on Wednesday night, the 17th. Again, we'll have to tell you what God thinks of this. He has a guest, Mark Stavish. He is a Hermetic Studies. He's a lifelong student of philosophy, psychology, the nuts, mysticisms and all that stuff. Not of God, just stuff in the demonic realm. In Christian belief, we just don't fall for this stuff because it's not of God, folks. Okay, but he's going to discuss the latest work on poltergeist and the possessions. Well, they're possessions. They've proven that they're demonic possessions, demonic spirits, not any other kind of spirits, demonic spirits. Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now. There's, according to them, it's not only demonic spirits, but spirits of the dead. See, demonic spirits, no matter what. And and this is true. This is not of God, folks. Okay, not of God. Just not like this stuff. I'll talk about psychics and all that kind of stuff, and that's coming up. Politics in the digital world will be Thursday night. Psalm Consulting. Evan Stigfried and Chad S. Cooper will be on. Public affairs firm. They are director of a digital communication for Joe LaHota for mayor. Lahota, I guess that's pronounced it, and other campaigns. He'll discuss our current political climate and how the first generation of Americans to grow up in the digital world are changing everything, and how we can go to school, consume, and get health care, and even vote. Second half of the program, Chad Cooper will be on Coast to Coast, former information technology advisor for Microsoft. He's a professor and coach whose clients include corporate CEOs, the elite, the entrepreneurs, the athletes. And he'll share how you can use not only the latest technology to get ahead, but ancient wisdom and spirituality. There you go again, truly succeeding in human life. So it's all about getting ahead. And finally, next Friday night, August 19th, Paranormal Vortexes and Open Lines with guest host Joseph P. Warren, explaining the Asheville in a paranormal vortex and how you can find such vortexes in your own city or home. Kind of again consult Jesus Christ on this one. I also give you details on North Carolina's Brown Mountain Lights and the anonymous ghost lights, which have been seen for decades. And Open Lines will follow. That's all in the coming week on Coast to Coast AM. My favorite show, but, like I said before, I like to kind of debunk some theories because some of them I pretty much don't. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. I don't all agree with everything that's played on that program. I like to listen to it. I like to listen to the stories that are told on Coast to Coast, but I like to debunk them as well. And, I do that from time to time. And that's what I do here on GJ on Spreaker and on YouTube and all that good stuff. Hey, coming up next week, don't forget, we'll be back on the air. I want to give you our program schedule before we close off today. Once again, in reiterating, we'll not be on the air tomorrow, taking Saturday off because they kind of kick back and relax. I've been having trouble with my arm lately. It's been hurting like crazy down to my elbow and sometimes my wrist. And every once in a while, boy, goes through my system like a wave. And so I have much going on. I take Saturday off. I was going to get some stuff done. I was going to go somewhere, but I got to get some stuff done. I'm getting rid of my SUV. And I got to clean that out. I got a lot of cans in there. It's like a mobile storage shed lately. And the people here people here at this complex, the landlord would like to have it gone because they don't like, we're not supposed to have disabled vehicles in the parking lot. So I have to work to get that cleaned out because I might have a person buying it. So with that in mind, I'll probably be doing some stuff with that on Saturday this week. And I'm going to be working on the Gary J in the afternoon, which will be on Tuesday the 16th. So join me Tuesday the 16th when we have Gary J in the afternoon. Great music, news in brief, true news brief, 3 minutes to the hour, and your favorite music all afternoon. It's called Gary J in the afternoon. I got some brand new stuff for up and coming. As you'll know, we discontinued up and coming, so I don't know what to call it right now. It's just a thing. But it is an emerging artist format. And we're starting it Tuesday when Gary J in the afternoon goes back on the air, and we're going to be doing that regularly, alternating months in rotation with this program way out there. And Gary J in the afternoon is going to also be in rotation with a few other programs too, so we can have it on more often. But this show is one of them, and it's going to get in rotation with this show. Also, the Positive, all the other music, couple of music shows, the Positive Rock Show, Rock Worship. We're going to, on alternating months, we're only going to have one Positive Rock Show, Twin Spin Tuesday. And that's all. The other show, a couple of weeks later down the road, is going to be Gary J in the afternoon. So that's going to get in rotation with Gary J. In the afternoon is going to be in rotation with a Positive Rock Show, Twin Spin Tuesday, this show, and Rock Worship. So we're going to do rotation with that. So we can have it on more often. And oh, by the way, tonight as well, I want to remind you that you can sit and listen to the GJRB Schedule Update podcast, which is going to go public tonight at 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Eastern, and 6 p.m. Pacific. You want to listen to that. I'll have the full program schedule. I'll have a preview of our GJRB Colorful Fall Spectacular and a few other things, so you'll want to tune in for that. And next Friday, we're going to do bluegrass music on Spreaker online. Bluegrass Jubilee will be on the air. That's going to be a good show. A couple hours of bluegrass music, gospel music as well. It's going to be a great show. You want to tune in for that. That's coming up, and that will be on the 19th. And on the 26th, we are going to be live right here for our video Gary Russin Way Out There show. And to wrap it up, we'll be on Spreaker on Wednesday, August 31st for the Gary Russin program. And that will be on GJRB online on Spreaker. So you want to tune in for that as well. And have a chance to catch on to that program. So I hope you'll tune in for that. Until then, that's going to about wrap it up for this edition of Way Out There here on GJRB. Thanks a lot for listening. I hope you enjoyed the program. And we'll have another edition coming up in a couple of weeks with our video version of Way Out There. And it's going to be pretty good. We're going to have some good stuff. I've got some videos I'll show you, including that orb I told you about earlier, and a couple of other things we're going to show you next couple of weeks as we do the Gary Russin Way Out There show video version right here on YouTube. Until then, thanks a lot for tuning in. Have a great weekend. We'll catch you on the 16th for our Gary J in the afternoon on screen. Until then, thanks a lot for listening, and remember, look up in the skies and let me know what you see way out there. Thanks a lot for listening, folks. Thanks a lot for listening, and good night, everyone.
Like everyone else than anyone else. Clone.
Hey, all right, it's Kip Casper.
Spreaker is the website which turns anyone into a radio DJ. Log on to Spreaker.com for listening to thousands of radio channels and start creating your own radio today.
Artist, and one of your songs out there, the place to go is Reverb Nation. Reverb Nation was totally devoted to new music from new artists from every town and every state in the U.S. If you're a solo artist and recording your own music, it's Reverb Nation. Stop on by, visit, listen to the music, check out the site, www.reverbnation.com. Put your music out there and gain an audience. Filter Reverb Nation for the best in new music. And remember, if you like your songs played on GJRB Online is up and coming, drop me an email at GaryJ65@yahoo.com. And I'll be playing your song on all GJRB Online shows. Remember the name, Reverb Nation.
Is back on GJRB Bluegrass with the Grass Goals, Bill Monroe and his Bluegrass Boys, and so much more. So it's time to bring it back, and on more often. It's Bluegrass Jubilee Freestyle with all the great songs you heard before, and some new up and coming stars with some emerging bluegrass. Also, some all-time gospel favorites too. Every third Saturday at 2 o'clock Central on GJRB. Great. Wait till fall. More freestyle programming, more of your favorite programs, and some new shows that failed to air this summer. The colorful Freestyle Fall Spectacular starts in October on GJRB.
This is GJR Broadcasting.